Okay, so today we're going to be talking about direct object pronouns in Spanish, pronombres de objeto directo. You'll hear me call them DOPs a lot in class, or DOPs. Now, up to now, sorry, we've been dealing a lot with subject pronouns, and subject pronouns are who or what is doing the action, is doing an action. Object of a sentence is who or what is receiving our actions, and we'll see some examples of this below. Be aware as we get started that we typically use these in the context of conversation. So some of the examples you see will be question answer. However, for your purposes, for the most part, what you will be doing is finding the initial direct object in a sentence, and you will be rewriting the sentence while replacing it with the appropriate direct object pronoun. So what you need to remember about direct object pronouns, or what you need to know, basics you need to know are that a pronoun, its entire job in a sentence is to replace a noun. We use them to help ourselves not repeat ourselves again and again and again. And that the direct object receives the action of a verb. And it can be a person, an animal, or a thing. So once again, the subject does. The subject pronouns you've been working with since 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th grade are yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, vosotros, ellos, ustedes. These are different, okay, and you'll be getting them shortly. And of course, we do use direct object pronouns in English as well. So, por ejemplo, starting off with, we've got a couple question answer examples here. The first two and then the last one is more similar to what you'll be doing to start. Find and replace. So we start off with, did you all get x-rays? And the answer is yes, we got them. So we got x-rays, we got them. The subject of your initial question is you all. Of course, since we're asking all of you, that gets replaced in your answer with we. Your verb is get, and it's did you get. Verb pretty much stays the same, it's just got. Did you get x-rays? Yes, we got them. Your direct object in the sentence is x-rays, and that is what is replaced by your direct object pronoun of them. The second question, did they take the antibiotic? Subject in both the question and the answer is they, because you're talking about other people. Take becomes took because it's asking, did you do something? Okay. And in your answer. And then the antibiotic is your direct object, and that is what is replaced in your answer with it. Now, the final example, as I was saying earlier, is more similar to what you are going to see for the time being. And you have, I broke a bone in my hand. I is your subject in both sentences because you're not changing anything. You're just finding that direct object and getting rid of it and replacing it. Broke stays the same. That's your verb. A bone in my hand, that entire little phrase there, okay? Because it's all describing what you broke. That entire group of words, in this case, is your direct object, and you're going to replace the whole thing there with it. Some people are going to get this right away. Some will find it a little more challenging. Be patient with yourselves. Ask questions. Practice. You will get this, even if it takes a little time. So here are direct object pronouns en español. You'll notice they're here in English as well. And the direct object pronouns are completely different from the subject pronouns you've been working with since you started using Spanish. In order to say me, we have me. You informal is te. Him, her, you, or it is lo or la. And be aware, please, that the it can only be used as an object of a sentence. There is no word that means it in the subject of a sentence. Us is nos. You all, only in España, is os. And you all or them is los or las. And you'll notice that the ones in the bottom row, masculine and feminine, singular and plural. So once again, you need to remember that the direct object in a sentence is a person, animal, or thing that receives the action of the verb. So this is a bit repetitive, but I will end up saying this potentially again and again and again to the point where you're really sick of hearing it. And to find the direct object in a sentence, you want to ask yourself, ¿qué, what, or quién, who receives the action? So here you see the examples from earlier, just translate it into Spanish, okay? So our first, and you do want to write down the English again, but then also the Spanish next to it in the chart at the top of Página 2 for comparison. So we start off, did you all get x-rays? Yes, we got them. Okay? So in Spanish, you've recibieron ustedes radiografías, and radiografías is replaced with las. It's feminine plural for them. And it has to go before the conjugated verb. You'll see these rules as well, slightly below. Si las recibimos. If you want to use nosotros, it would be si nosotros las recibimos. For a second example, did they take the antibiotic? Yes, they took it. Becomes tomaron ellos el antibiótico. El antibiótico is masculine and plural, and it is replaced with masculine singular. I have a brain. Antibiótico is singular. El antibiótico is masculine singular, and it is replaced with the direct object pronoun that can mean it and is masculine singular, and that's lo. So we have as our answer there, si lo tomaron. If you want to use ellos in that sentence, it would be si ellos lo tomaron. And for a find and replace example, we have I broke a bone in my hand. I broke it. Now, fracturarse is also a reflexive verb. You've got the fracturarse. And so you're going to see where this goes as well with a reflexive verb, that a direct object pronoun will go in between the reflexive pronoun and the verb. So we start off with yo me fracturé un hueso en la mano. Un hueso en la mano is masculine, singular. So once again, we use lo, the masculine singular direct object pronoun for it. We have yo. If you want to use yo, it's in parentheses because it's not required in either sentence. Me lo fracturé. So as I mentioned earlier, I believe, these are typically used in the context of a conversation. And for the time being, what we are going to be doing is largely what I call find and replace, much like the final example that you just saw. The biggest thing that you need to be aware of for now, and it's fine, equally fine to do these either way. I have plenty of students who always just place them before a conjugated verb in a sentence that only has one verb. You can do that at any time. It will always be correct, okay? If you feel confident enough with these, either in the beginning with a little bit of practice, another option is to attach them to the end of an infinitive. So an infinitive is your AR, ER, or IR form of the verb, or, a present participle, which is that ando, yendo form of a verb after a star. And you'll see how this works. I will give examples of how they both look. What you need to do is what you are comfortable with. You are going to do what is best for you. So our final three examples here are all question answer. Okay. Once again, most of the exercises you'll be doing are find and replace, including the exercise on página 3. But we start off with examinó la médica al paciente for our final examples on the bottom of página 2. So la médica is our verb. Our subject. Examinó is our verb, and al paciente is the direct object. Did the doctor examine the patient? Al paciente is masculine and singular, replaced with lo. We have si lo examinó. And if you want to use la médica in your sentence, it would be si la médica lo examinó. For B, we have vendó el enfermero el corte. So vendar is to bandage, okay. El enfermero being the subject, vendó being the verb, and el corte being the direct object. Once again, masculine singular, replaced with your masculine singular direct object pronoun that means it, which is lo. And we end up with no lo vendó, or you'd have no el enfermero no lo vendó. The final one, necesito recibir unas vacunas antes de salir del país. Necesito is your verb, yo is your subject, it's implied. Recibir is your second verb, unconjugated, which is why you have two different options as an answer at the bottom. They are both equally correct. You can write them both down, but when it comes to actually doing this, you work with what works for you. And unas vacunas is your direct object. So that needs to be replaced with the feminine plural direct object pronoun that means them, which is las. You can include antes de salir del país in your answer. It is not necessary, and as you'll notice, I did not include it here. So we have no las necesitas recibir. If you want to use tú, you could say no, tú no las necesitas recibir. And then if you attach it to the end of the infinitive, because you've got those two verbs in a row, you'd say no necesitas recibir las, or tú no necesitas recibir las. And then on Página 3, you have some activities for practice. We will be going over these in class the next time we see each other. So if there's any confusion whatsoever, it's okay. We will go over these. We will walk through them. You will be fine. Gracias.